Welcome to the daily high. 50K, here to stay. Tone Vase, how you feeling, mates?
Oh man, well, based on the mock trade, terrible, but based on my real portfolio, man, I feel great because I actually had like $3 call options on bit farms. I was super disappointed when I watched CleanSpark have this like 25-30% rally off of earnings earlier this week. And I'm like, man, bit farms is not moving. But I'm not in any leverage Bitcoin trades. But man, when you buy, uh, dozens and dozens of call options on a $2.50 stock and it pops over your strike price, that's a pretty damn good return.
Well, Tone and I were talking before we started the show. You know, I margin trade Bitcoin and Bitcoin margin trade. So all my positions in Bitcoin either way. So like the price is up, my leverage positions are up. There's still the Bitcoin still there. But because I'm not 10x leverage long, $1 million at 50K, I'm feeling like this just sucks, you
Yeah,
know.
because you exited your long trade 2 days ago.
Well, I've exited that in the leverage position. I'll go in and out. All my spot positions are still in from way below, and that feels
Right,
great.
right.
But
But the leverage
yeah,
ones, you
yeah,
didn't actually profit from this latest pop to 50 because you
yeah.
had already exited your leverage longs.
So I was really long from 20 27 200. Closed it out at when we plateaued, got him back in lower, closed it, got him back in higher, low. So I've been trading great, but right this minute, it's just sitting in the account in Bitcoin and it feels bad. We just moved $1,000. That's how competitive I am about trading. I feel like I've lost money and I've gained money, but what do you do? Let's go into the trading competition. I'll share a screen because I think I won the trade. Won by losing, that is. So let me just move my little head here. All right. So I only lost 95%.
$95,
95%.
dollars, dollars.
$95. Thank you very much, Stone Maze. I lost 7.8%. So yeah, not a good, but I was 2x leverage short. I am very, very interested to see where you are at the 5x short position. Am I
Yeah,
ahead now?
mine is a total disaster. So let's talk about okay, so if we look at the numbers, it's 245.
Mm,
Okay, 245. Let me adjust it and then we're gonna talk about it. So
I'm winning.
245. Wow, I'm just over 1,000 now. 25, 1025. You are now ahead on
Yeah.
PNL.
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to talk about it. So the reason why I really felt that there was going to be a pullback over the 24-hour period, and obviously I was wrong on that, is I was only looking for this.
Mm.
That's why the leverage was so high, because I thought that the downside was somewhat limited, but the upside was even more limited. And as I stated right before we ended the show, in reality, uh, I would have absolutely flipped my trade from a short into a long right here. It also happened to be a green star candle on the hourly chart. And the reason why it would have been exactly right here, as I stated in the video, is because that's when we're breaking this prior swing high. And people may ask, well, what is so special about this particular prior swing high when you have one to the left of it that's a little bit higher and one to the right of it, which is a little bit higher still? And the reason is because once we're breaking this higher swing high, we are so close to these other two swing highs that I find it to be almost a 0% chance that these two are not going to be broken. So whenever there is a swing high that is super close to the actual swing high, I am perfectly happy using the slightly lower swing high as my trigger entry or exit situation on breakout entries or stop losses. In this case, it would have been a stop loss and a flip of position from a bearish to a bullish. Like if this was a trading contest and I went 5x long, this is where I can go like 10x short. Like the moment this is breaking in real time, but because
Opposite.
we're in a 24-hour contest, there's absolutely nothing I can do to this effect. I
Yeah,
can just be happy. I can just be happy that my actual account with real money in it was making really, really good money. And that's the Bit Farms. That was great. Like I
oof.
was super disappointed in Bit Farms over the prior couple of days. But this move, and now hopefully we go up again today. And its earnings is coming, and I got so much time in those options. My options don't expire till like after the halving over in May. So this is like looking nice. Now I gotta decide if I want to take my profit right there. All right, should I just continue with the analysis?
Yeah, I don't think you'd take your profit right there. Would you?
I might take some, dude. I have a lot of options. Uh, and Okay, so here's the most important part. My initial concern was that if we pull back on candle number 6, which was yesterday's candle, and candle number 5 closes at like the top of the rally, it makes it very, very difficult to get the MRI top that's going to come in 2 days from now. But when candle number 6 is a huge bullish candle, it makes it insanely easy to get to that MRI top, because now we can pull back and still be above the 5 candle when Thursday comes and the MRI top comes. Now, ideally, I want to see the intraday high coming in on candle number 8 or 9. But this situation yesterday has made it very, very easy to reach that MRI top. And that means I now have a very, very defined high coming in this Thursday. So today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So the MRI top on a daily scale will happen on Thursday. Not will, I mean, it doesn't have to if we start pulling back hard. But I think there is a very high probability that we have a little bit more upside or consolidation and actually reach that MRI top. And reaching that MRI top makes it so much easier for me to assess what is going to happen next. The last time we had an MRI top, we did pull back for like 10%, right? 6.5%. No, there's the low. We did pull back for 9%. Okay. It was a 9% pullback of the last time we had an MRI top. And then we had a pair of MRI buys, which also led to some decent upside, even though the first one was very hard to navigate because of the swing low that happened 2 days later. So even these daily MRI tops, they don't happen very often. The last one was back in December, so we haven't even had one this year, and we're 2 months in, or a month and a half in. And then there was 2 in a row back in October, followed by November. So I am looking forward to seeing an MRI top, and yesterday's trading day made it so much easier. The allocation remains 100% long. Now, I may drop a little bit of that allocation if the MRI top, it happens to be in the box. You guys have heard me talk about the box. I'm expecting the price to be in this box around the halving. But if we happen to breach the bottom line of that box on the MRI top that's coming in this week on a daily scale, I think I am going to take some profit, even though Consensio says not to. I know I fuck up every time I go against Consensio, but it's going to be hard not to take a little bit of profit if we pop to say 54,000 by Thursday.
Mate, can you go back? Can you go back to the weekly for a second? I'm sorry to cut you
Oh, I
off.
haven't been on. Oh, yeah, right here. I haven't even talked about it yet.
Yeah,
It is a green star candle. Yeah, go ahead.
but just that box. I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is so interesting for me because the price action, what has happened in the last 2 weeks here, has it's messed with this box, I think, to be honest, mate. Because if we get, you just said that you might pull profits if we get into this box on a weekly.
Well, we will. That's the thing. We wouldn't get into the box. The box doesn't even start until like mid-March. If we break the bottom plane of that box a month early, I'm not sure what to do.
Well, that's right, because if we're in that box where the box is, right, if the price is in that range, that means that we've had a consolidated top at that point. You know what, we've spent weeks within that range of 57 to 53. That's bullish, do you know? Like that we didn't.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I would
So
rather I would rather exit like here at 54, 55 this week or next week. And then I would absolutely expect consolidation, or like what Fibbo said on the channel, if it runs away from you and doesn't pull back, you wait for like 3 closes above and then you go in again.
right. Right. Yeah. I mean,
But look,
it's just moving.
but this weekly star candle, it's
Yeah.
like it's telling me that this move on a weekly scale is just getting started.
Just getting started.
It's just but we've seen it before. Like look back here, right? Back in March, wow, exactly 2 years ago, March, we had these 2 monster candles, and the second one had a green star candle breaking significant resistance, and it just ran out of steam and made a lower high at approximately the same area we are in now. We've broken that 62% Fibonacci, but yeah, yes, it's a green star candle, but the way these two candles are happening, yes, it's a breakout instead of off of a knife catch low. So this is a dead cat bounce, and this is a breakaway. But the breakaway technically happened, back in October.
Yeah.
And we've moved a lot. And this consolidation was not significant or long enough or stressful enough or annoying enough for my taste to kick off another similar style, 50% upswing. So I am a little concerned here that we're going to run out of steam if this continues to move into the mid 50s.
Yeah, I think with Bitcoin Steam builds, like this is something else. This is looking runaway-ish. But it can change, can't it?
All right, I think I'm done. I'm gonna hand it off to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off, man, because I was really enjoying what you were saying
No,
there,
no, you're
and
good.
I just
You're
had
good.
some interesting questions. I thought they were interesting. All right, so the daily time frame, as I turn off float for a second, I said I'll put it on the 4 hour time frame to start with, because when I was put that short trade on last night, I was it was down here, whatever the price was, whatever price it was, 48. What do you remember what it was? 48.03 or something. Like we'd had just a tremendous 4 hour response off that. And just as Tone said, I wouldn't have stayed in this in reality. I would have had my stop loss definitely triggered at this price. But this all happened when I was asleep. And like typical Bitcoin, I was asleep through this entire 4 hour period. And I'm not entering the trade here, obviously. And I would have, if I was watching my computer, take my word for it. This is money for jam breaking out. Like this is money for jam right here. Do you know? And I would have definitely been all over that if I was awake, but I wasn't, so I missed it. So when I woke up today and saw the price was higher, I was filled with a sense of disappointment that I wasn't riding along with this trade. But it puts us in a funny spot right now because we're in exactly the same spot, actually, that we were sort of in yesterday, riding just around my 7 EMA. And I'm left with the same sort of feeling that, well, now we're due for the correction down to the 30 exponential moving, the 30 simple moving average on the 4 hour time frame. I just don't see it continuing forever. And I'm really stuck in a funny spot with my leverage positions because I want to be in, but I'm not prepared to get in at this point. And that's the classic Twitter trader's words to say like, when are you going to get in? He's missed a trade. He's missed a trade. I'm not waiting for 10K to get in. I'm already in. I'm in all my positions. I'm just waiting to get leveraged long again, but I'm not going to do it just here. Even if we consolidate and I miss the next move up, I'm still waiting for something more substantial. And being this far above the range is not something I can trade on. I need something. I
Yeah,
need something here.
Matt, I will say, how before you get off that chart,
Yeah.
that looks like an absolute beautiful bullish flag pennant,
Right.
just like the two prior to that. So,
Yeah.
like everything you say makes sense. but the one right now looks even more bullish than the two prior to that.
Yeah,
Uh,
right. And on the
it's
1
even
hour, it'll probably look better.
right. It's even upwards bias. Like the at least the last two flag patterns had like a descent, like more like a symmetric triangle look. This
Mm.
one even has an ascending triangle look. It looks even stronger than the rest.
Yeah, and I know that's not touching all the candle bodies or anything like that, but we're on the 1 hour time frame. What do you expect? But if we just take it from here, not even cherry pick, it would be tempting to take that trade, on the breakout of this trade. But it's just hard for me to deal with. I need time as a trader to come to terms with 50 being the new thing. Like until I'm comfortable with 50 being a like let's say for example, this is how funny psychology is, and Fibbo was great at explaining it. If we blew up to 53, bang, and then we came back to 50, I would have a different perspective of 50 than I do now at having burst up to 50. Isn't
Oh,
that crazy?
100%.
Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
right now it's resistance. At that point, it becomes support. It's a
Right?
huge difference.
It's a huge difference. Like there's so many funny memes about like when we would cross through cross through 40 and everyone's excited, and we go to 50 and we drop down to 40 and everyone thinks 40 is going to go to zero. Like it's just a funny psychological point. But I mean the fact remains I need something to buy off here, and it's the same as it was last night. It's either a break of here at what did I say last night, 48,300. It's either a break of 48,300, which I said last night, or it's a pullback. And unfortunately, we're in the same spot again, or fortunately, if it keeps going higher. But I'm thinking about it as a trader. Either we break 52.32, or we come back down to test something here that I can buy off. Because right now, it went from liminal space to liminal space with a 2K gap in between that I missed. What do you do? 12-hour time frame. I was really interested. I'm just going to turn this off for a second. I got these little things on. I was really interested in the MRI top. Remember, I said the 12-hour. Really interested in the MRI top.
Right. And it kind of did its job, a 1 to 4 candle correction, and then you
Yeah,
reevaluate. And that reevaluation came in with a monster green star candle.
yeah.
And once that green star candle starts breaking the highs of the MRI top, that's
Mm.
when your new bullish entry shows up. Very similar to the prior green star candle, and actually similar to the green star candles before it, even though those did not amount to very positive trades. But the concept is the same. You need consistency and proper risk management. That's all you really need in trading. Consistency, trusting your system, and proper risk management. And I think that's the recipe for success for anyone.
Very well put, mate. Very well put. I put these little flags on. I said, do you want me to go through the? I'll go through this time because I think this is really, really cool. So I've built a new indicator, and I haven't shared it with anyone yet except for my team at Black Box and Tone, basically. But I'll just run through this, what I showed Tone prior to the
But
show.
it will be shared. It will be publicly available on Black Box very soon, I believe, right?
Yeah, so the first step is we're going to release Black Box, the original, on 2-bit, which with the big promotion that's coming. And then the next step is this is my high frequency bot. And I don't say high frequency, like we call it high frequency because Black Box is so low frequency. But this is I made this indicator which will be converted into a bot very shortly. This
Intermediate frequency.
intermediate frequency swing trading bot. Okay, yeah, right. So it'll be a leverage bot, a 10x leverage bot. And I created it in the middle of December last year. So from the middle of December last year, I put a little flags on here. These little, you can see the pink little arrows. Every one of these pink arrows would take on a 10x leverage long trade. And the bot will take at least 2% move with a 10x leverage, of course, is 20% move. As soon as it hits 2%, which it hit here, it will then bang, put your stop loss in at 2%. And it can let it run. It can run and run and run, and it'll trail the price upwards. But then worst case, if it pulls back, you'll take 2%, which would be 20% for a leveraged trade. So since I started this bot back in started the indicator that I built back in mid-December last year, as I scroll back
The
in time.
15-minute chart, you're gonna have to scroll a while.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I'll shrink her up just for brevity's sake. But maybe I'll just start it here. Fuck it. But like you get the point. So it from the middle of December last year, it's done 19 trades to today. Every one of these green flags has been a minimum of 20% gain, and every red diamond has been a 20% loss. So of the 19 trades it's made since mid-December, 14 have been minimum 20% gain, and 5 of them have been losing trades of 20%. It has been really, really good, considering that trades like this have been greatly more than it's the 20% gain before it got the correction. It might have got the correction here. 70 times 10 is 70, 70% gain on that trade alone. It's blown the doors off. So what I'd be looking for, right now as a trader trying to get back into a position, and on a smaller time frame, I'm still needing at least one of these little green arrows here. There's just nothing for me up here. I need to see something to come back to recalibrate the engine here for me to get back in, and that's what I'd be looking for. Like we got one last night.
So did it? Okay, so I got a question. Did that trade already exit, or it's still long?
All right, well that's a great question. All right, so let's do a measured move. So you hit your 2% here, and then it was, and yeah, look, it's actually still in because it didn't get you out here. That's higher than 2%. Yeah, so you're still actually in that trade to this point, and it went as high as 4%, but we're still trailing it at
Right,
this
but
point.
if it goes 4%, does it like recalibrate your stop loss, and now it has to drop 2% from the ultimate swing high?
Yeah, I mean this thing is before beta at this point. Do you know what I mean? So I'm eyeballing it at the moment, but when we get the trailing stop built in, we're gonna run a full back test on it to find what the best calibration for it is. Whether it's every 1% gain, it moves the stop loss up. I haven't decided yet because I need the full back testing results to define which is the best result. I do want to let positions run as much as possible.
Also, this bot will go short, right, in a bear market?
No, it doesn't do any shorting. It's
It doesn't do any shorting. It only goes long.
It's
okay,
a long.
so so you got it.
Yeah, this
You're
is
definitely
a long
benefiting from a bull market. One more question. That purple arrow that entered the trade. Would it happen in the beginning of the candle, at the end of the candle, in the middle of the candle?
Close.
At the close of candle. Okay, so cool. So can you just zoom out a little bit, like get a few more candles in there? I'm curious where, like, yeah, no, too many. I just want to see the consolidation.
That's the next
a few
one.
less candles.
All right.
Okay, perfect. So, right, but I do want to see that purple entry.
All
right. In relation to okay, perfect. So remember, well, when I was talking, if you draw a horizontal line from the top right before the number 12.
It was there.
Right. So this is so interesting, right? Remember what I said, as long as we're closing above that top, that's when I'm flipping that short trade to a long, and that's exactly where your bot happened to make that trade.
And you were looking at the hourly time frame, which was there. It's the same jazz.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We got in slightly worse. We probably cleared there as I go back to it. But yeah, I mean,
but if that candle had closed around that yellow line, you probably still would have entered around the yellow line.
Wherever that candle had closed, it had met the conditions.
Right. But I'm just curious, right? If you mark 2% up from that purple moving average, had it closed right at that yellow line, you probably still would have entered the trade, right?
Yeah, the purple moving average there is not the buy signal. It's this arrow right here. So it's
right. But I'm just saying, like, if that candle had closed right at the yellow line, your trade probably still would have entered.
Yeah, totally. Yes.
That's what I mean, right? So it just happened to like close a little bit above it, but I had no idea like where your bot would have entered the trade, but it's super interesting to me that it happened to do it exactly where I said yesterday I would flip that speculative short into a long.
Send me your TradingView username after the show, and I'll send you the code, and you can have a look at it yourself. It's awesome.
Okay. Do you want to take a wild guess on what my TradingView username is?
Tone Vase, but you didn't get you didn't get Tone Vase. Someone else got it. So you're Tone
No, no, no,
Vase
no, no, no. It is.
underscore.
It is. No, I do have it. It's Stone Vase. It's Stone Vase.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
is. It is just Stone Vase.
well, I mean that's why I chose Alphanumerics as my name because I'm pretty clear worldwide for that sort of stupid name.
Yeah, no,
Awesome.
no, no. I'm actually so lucky that I have Tone Vase across all major social media. But if some new platform comes out and immediately blows up, I'm in a little bit of trouble because some scammer is gonna take it. I was so early to some of them. I was so early to Proton Mail that I got Tone at protonmail.com, thinking I'm so cool. I got the full letter version of Tone. But then what I didn't factor in is that because I got Tone, someone else got Tone Vase because
Right.
I wasn't even thinking about it that way because I got an even cooler, shorter one. And that's how a scammer ends up with Tone Vase because I was too early. So
Yeah.
now I try to reserve Tone Vase everywhere on all the media.
Well, there's a Matthew at gmail.com out there that's feeling pretty good about himself. He's probably
Yeah.
awesome. Well, let's put the trade on. We got a big long week. Did you want to look at anything
All
else? You
right.
want to
We're
look at
not
shit
we're not
coins?
doing Shitcoin Tuesday today.
No, well, actually, you know what? Go into. I'd like to see if Ethereum
Well, let's
and
just
that.
do it real quick because I'm
Yeah,
curious. When
I'm
Bitcoin
I'm
pops
curious
like
too.
this, when Bitcoin pops like this, one of two things happens. Either the shit coins rally more or
Mm.
Bitcoin starts to run away from them. I also want to mention that there is an extension C top on the weekly S&P, and
Oh,
also the daily S&P is on an MRI top. So that could put a little bit of a damper in Bitcoin because now I am looking for a 1 to 4 candle correction in the stock market. And if we look at the MRI in relation to the stock market, look how perfectly the prior two MRI tops created a 1 to 4 candle pullback. And the last one was actually, people got scared on that last one, even though if it was just for one day, but that day like scared the shit out of people.
yeah.
And once again, bam, because this also happened with the Fed not raising rates. And today we're going to get the MRI print. So if the MRI print, comes in a little bit higher than expected, which I don't think it will. I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but I do think that the current government is going to forge all kinds of statistics for their re-election that's happening. So I'm expecting the CPI to come in, lower than expected. I'm expecting the numbers to be very good, only because I don't trust the government. Now, on the stock side of things, let's go over and take a sneak peek at the shitcoins real quick. And I'm really curious how
Me too.
Ethereum did
Me too. Me
yesterday.
too.
So Ethereum actually beat Bitcoin over the last couple of days. So
Mm.
even though Bitcoin has been rallying like crazy the last 2 days, Ethereum has rallied more. I mean, I'm not going to say that's surprising, but also, look, Ethereum happens to be on a monthly MRI buy. Now, the monthly chart of Ethereum versus Bitcoin looks absolutely disastrous, along with the weekly chart from a chart pattern perspective. But on a short-term level, yeah, Ethereum did well. Ethereum definitely beat Bitcoin. I'm going to take a look at a few other popular ones. I'm going to skip Doge. Monero, we've been saying
Oh
how bad it
yeah.
looked. I actually had no idea that yesterday was such a disaster for Monero. Now, it did somehow rally. Maybe it fell a little too far, a little too fast on a single day. Looks like it bounced right off a critical support level I had. The prior swing low, it fell all the way to it. I continue to believe that holding any wealth in Monero is just a way to go broke, and that continues to be the case. That's a beautiful reversal candle, but I don't think it's going to amount to anything significant. Litecoin did not rebound. That's also interesting. Litecoin just closed at a new, I mean, it's not really it is a new all-time low, I
Mm.
believe, on a weekly basis, probably daily basis as well. That is disastrous for Litecoin as it continues to move toward its 80% down from the halving like it always does. I don't know why anyone would continue to hold Litecoin. BNB also is not having a good week. That's a bearish week, unlike Ethereum. So Bitcoin is outpacing that. Cardano is, yep, I said this was going to be the swing high probably for the year. Let's see if it sticks that way. Solana has been doing well,
Yeah.
and Solana continues to do well. It's the only one that looks like, wow, it looks a lot like Bitcoin, right? This is Solana versus Bitcoin, and it continues to, rise, then consolidate, rise, then consolidate. This chart remains very, very bullish to me on Solana. It pains me to say that, but it is what it is. And anything else interesting on the list?
What was the one we've been keeping an eye on? The INJ or something like that?
Yeah, I think I got it here at the
Yeah.
low here,
Yeah.
INJ. INJ is pulling back a little bit harder than Solana. It's got a red star candle, still has some moving average support. Now, this is versus Bitcoin. Once again, I think if this thing falls below this blue line and loses this yellow moving average, I think it's in serious trouble. And this is versus Bitcoin. Versus US dollars, obviously, it's going to look very, very good. It's going to look exactly like Bitcoin, consolidating at the high. This is a brand new shitcoin, and whatever high it makes on this bull market will versus Bitcoin will be the high it will have for the rest of its existence. So keep that in mind. I don't know if this high is already in or it's coming later this year, but whatever high it makes this year or on this bull cycle, so maybe it'll come in January or February of next year, that will be the high for the rest of its life. So adjust your, expectations accordingly. I do want to glance at B-Trash because I'm just waiting for it to make new lows, and it's not doing well versus Bitcoin this week. Rallied a little bit less last week. So you get that initial pop in Bitcoin, and it goes up against the shit coins, and then they catch up because Bitcoin, the tide lifts all boats. Okay, and one more look at Dash. I want to see it go to new all-time lows, and it is. And we are heading that way, not surprised. All right, on this note, I am done with shitcoining.
I'll put my trade on first because you've been doing it a lot lately.
All right, let me give me a minute here.
Yeah,
Let me think
you can
about
look
this.
off camera.
Okay.
All right,
Okay. Let me give you screen share.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
First of all,
I'm
if
gonna
there's
put my
any,
parameters in.
Tone and I are in our, I'm nearly 40 and Tone's 41 maybe. So if you guys are, if there's any young guys watching the show, if you know of any shit coins that you want us to review, let us know because we're out of date, we're out of touch with the young crowd here. Just so you know, the board didn't change because I'd lost money, so I didn't go up, and you can't go any lower than zero.
Yes.
So the board hasn't changed, but old Matt is winning in two different ways at this point. So I'm going to go into the charts. I don't know what I'm going to do here, so I'm going to do it in real time. Are you doing yours off camera?
Yeah. So let's decide on the price. 49 even? 49.9. 49,900.
Sorry, 1 second. Let me stretch this thing out. For 1 second, mate. 1 second. Sorry to everybody watching. All right. So what'd you say the price was?
49.9.
900. 49,900. All right. All right. All right. I'm going to go. All right. I'm 3x leverage short. Fuck it.
Interesting.
It's over. We're going to zero. Bitcoin's done.
Okay, so that's super interesting. Let me show you what I have. So coming off this disaster, and it's interesting. I am looking at the comments, and someone says, "Oh, someone says they're glad they didn't follow our advice yesterday on the trade." And well, first off, it's not advice, but second, keep in mind we are as long in our actual positions with real money as possible. And second, I made it very, very clear that the moment this blue line gets crossed, the trade is a monster long to the upside, right?
Right.
Unfortunately, we do not have the ability to switch trades or take stop losses during the competition. But you as a trader, hopefully you do, right?
Right.
Like you don't want to tie yourself to not having proper risk management. So here is my trade. And because of what happened yesterday, right now, being so close to an MRI top, I actually have no idea what Bitcoin's going to do. And it's impossible for me to abstain from a trade right now, because that's probably what I would have done. I would have completely abstained from any trading the next 24 hours. And also, after a big disaster like this, the best thing you can do is take a few days off and to, relax and recoup your thoughts. So the best I can do is go no leverage at all, and I just have to pick a direction, buy or sell. And I'm going to stick with the short side of it because we are getting close to that 52,000 level. We clearly had a rejection at 50,000. The daily MRI top is coming later this week. So the closest I can get to no trade is one leverage sell. So if the price rallies again to 52, at least I get to, move my dinosaur up one level and lose a little less P&L.
Go down to stop loss, okay?
Yeah.
And put it.
By the way, Matt, had I known you were gonna go short, I probably would have flipped it to a buy, because then I have an extra shot at moving my dinosaur up 2 levels.
I thought that yesterday actually. Just go back into for the fella that said I don't want to follow his trades. Go back into the settings again for a second and go down to stop loss and put in 1%. Okay, just put in 1% there. All right. Now even that's too high. Okay, so if Tone was trading with real money
that's too high,
then put it at 0.5%. Okay, this is what Tone was saying yesterday. And you might be new to the show, so I forgive you, but point in 0.5.
Is that possible? I don't know if that's possible.
It's possible.
You might have integers.
It's possible. It's possible.
Oh, it is possible. Yep. Oh, that's perfect. That is a perfect stop loss right here. That secondary high. Wow, this is the exact same thing. Look, this thing looks identical.
That's what I said. It's the same as yesterday. Same spot as yesterday, right? So anyone who's saying, oh, if tomorrow the price is at 52, oh, Matt fucked up or whatever. Listen, bro, this is a mock trading. We seem to have that wire crossed in the comment section permanently. It's mock trading. I'm not putting stop losses in. Obviously, I'm not going to let myself roll into 20% loss. I'm a fucking trade for a living, mate. Come on. But anyway, it's just for fun. Relax.
I'm actually gonna leave that stop loss there.
Why not?
Oh,
awesome.
Wait, but what's gonna happen, right? If it actually hits
nothing. That's why we don't use them.
Okay.
Just all mock for fun, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
All right.
Screen share.
Sign us out.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you the show again. I can't wait to see. I'm so excited Bitcoin's at over, 50,000, over 50,000. But despite what these little trades are showing, we are super long. We're long as long. Tone's been a Bitcoin maximus for 27 years. I've been it ever since I was introduced to Tone in 2017. We're all aboard the Bitcoin train, fully locked and loaded. And if you're still watching to this point, you are too, and we appreciate you immensely. Please use the affiliate links in the description below. We're bringing the black box, the new bot that I went through tonight. The MRI bot is coming to the black box network. It's all coming onto 2bit. It's going to be massive. Please use those things. Go to tonebase.com, alphanumerics.com, and we'll see you the same time tomorrow. Tone, see you tomorrow, mate.